Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of the new products that I had purchased and I haven't used, and I wanted to do a quick first impressions with you guys and let you know how I felt about these products. So if you want to see how I use these products and how I got this look that I have done today, then just keep watching. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to let you guys know that I actually used a By Nature coffee and coconut oil clay face mask. It's an exfoliating clay face mask and I used this today. It did make my face like a little red, but I'm sure it'll go away. I think that's just what happens after you exfoliate anyways, is that your face gets a little red. This is actually the first time I've used this and it felt really good on the skin. Initially it had like a tightening effect, but you know, that's kind of what you expect with the clay mask. It usually tightens up and that means that it's just working. But after I wet my face and then just kind of rubbed it all in and rinsed it off, my skin feels really soft. It feels really good. So I really like this mask. I only kept it on for 10 minutes. It's only a 10-minute mask. I'm sorry it's dirty, but clay masks usually get really dirty when it comes out of a package like this. So yeah, this worked really well. Then I put on this Acure Radically Rejuvenating Under Eye Hydrogel Mask. It has Age Performance Elixir with Cucumber and Silk Tree for age performance. And it says intense soothing under eye elixir hydrogels help rejuvenate with cucumber and Persian silk tree. Keep in the fridge for cooling boost and say hello to deep hydration. I did not put this in the fridge before I used it. I just kind of took it out of my drawer and put these on. And they come in this little kind of silver package here. And I'll show you what the eye gels look like. I'll kind of put one on the back of my hand so you can see. But they're gold in color. And they look kind of like that. So they just kind of fit right here under your eyes, and they actually stay under your eyes. They don't slide down, they stick to the under eye. So I really like these under eye hydrogels. This is the first time I've used this as well, and I really like it. All right, let's go ahead and go in with the makeup application. Okay, so I went ahead and moisturized my face. And so next I'm gonna go in with this product by Volition. This is kind of a new brand to me. I have never really seen it. I was actually in Sephora returning some things and I came across this brand and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this prismatic luminizing shield. The packaging is so cute. It says, warning, contents might be addictive. Daily protection for sunscreen haters. It's so cute and creative. I really like that. So I'm gonna go in with this as my sunscreen protector, and I'll read to you what it says here. It says, weightless, breathable formula, broad spectrum sun protection, flawless pearl finish for inviolable radiance, innovative dual purpose base, perfects skin alone or under makeup, and it has a light neutral scent. It says here, what if my sunscreen performed with all the things we hate about sunscreen? It says, discovery, dislike sunscreen, meet the anti-sunscreen. Everything you want from a luxury skincare product, nothing you'd expect from a sunscreen. And it has a section here that says innovation, no more whitish cast, odor, irritation, or greasy finish. This weightless formula nourishes and perfects skin with a kiss of hydration. The breathable pearl finish leaves a soft, luminous glow, perfect for those hashtag no makeup days or the last step of your morning routine. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and you guys know how important it is for me to wear sunscreen. So I'm really glad that I found this product because I wanna see if the claims that it makes are true. So it comes in this little bottle here. It is pretty packaging for sunscreen. I'm gonna put a little bit, like a little drop in my hand, on my fingertips. Ooh, it goes on really silky smooth. Ooh, it feels so good on the skin. It really doesn't feel oily. It just feels really smoothing on the skin. It really doesn't have that strong sunscreen scent. So if you're the type of person that doesn't like the way sunscreen smells, this is probably gonna work for you. I'm actually gonna use this as my primer today, but I have another primer that I want to use like right here in my T-zone for my pores, and that's going to be this Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I have purchased this primer in the past, but my friend Julie says that she uses it and she really loves it. So I wanted to try it again. I don't know why I didn't like it before, but wanted to try it again to see if it works for me. So I'll just place that all over my T-zone in my pore area right here, especially right here next to my nose. That's where my pores are enlarged. So just press it into the skin, and I'll put some here just to smooth out these fine lines that I have between my brows. And then I'll put some right here on my laugh lines. Just pressing it in. So I want to go ahead and get started with my eyeshadow first, and I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Eye Base. I have been using this quite a bit and I really love it. I don't have any new eye bases or eye primers that I have just recently purchased. So I'm going to use this one. This really helps with the longevity of your shadow. I haven't worn it for 24 hours, but the times that I have worn it for long periods of time, that shadow is not going anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyelid with this Blurring Translucent Pressed Powder by Lorac. So this new palette that I purchased at Ulta is the Urban Decay Beached Eyeshadow Palette. It's such beautiful packaging. It's got that palm tree in the front and in the back. It's just perfect summer packaging. And let me show you the colors. It comes with a mirror, and then these are the shades that it comes with. Aren't those gorgeous? Those are perfect summer shades. I'm gonna go in with the first color called Daybreak, and it's this shade right here for my transition. And I'm using a Morphe M504 to actually put that in my crease. Whoa. That is pigmented. Well, it's going on really nicely. I barely dipped my brush in there, and look at all the pigmentation that came out of it. Let me go ahead and do the other eye. It's a nice transition color. It's got more of a warm tone to it. It's got a lot of pigment to it, and it's not hard to blend. I think I'm gonna go in with this 16th Street. It's this bronze color right here. I'm gonna go in with this Sigma eye shading brush. It's an E55. I'm just gonna put that all over my lid. It's a beautiful bronze color. I'm adding each layer little by little, but it is a pretty color and it's buildable. So it comes out to that bronze shade there. Pretty summer color. So I want to use this color Wedge in my crease and on the outer corner. I'm going to use this blending brush by Sigma. It's a F25. This is a shimmer shade. It's not matte, but it's really beautiful. Again, I'm barely dipping my brush in there, and it's just providing a lot of color. Now there is fallout. I see a bunch of fallout here on the tops of my cheeks here, but I'm gonna clean that off before I put my foundation. And that's why a lot of times I do my foundation after I do my eyeshadow, especially if it's a new palette that I'm using. I wanna make sure that if there's fallout, that I can easily clean it off and then put my foundation on. And that's just so pretty. It's a beautiful, like, smoky bronze look. I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe M504, and I'm gonna blend the edges. So I'm gonna go in with this color Blaze right here, and I'm actually using this small Dose of Colors brush, and I'm gonna place that just in the center of my lid, just to give it some brightness. And this Blaze color has like a little pink sheen to it. So beautiful. It's not like a pink that's just a bright pink. It's very subtle, and it goes with the bronze color that I have on my lid. All right, now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away this fallout. Just know that this palette has quite a bit of fallout, and it gets like all over your face. So if you're not used to that, this is not going to be a palette that you want to pick up. It is a beautiful palette. It's got great pigmentation. The matte color in here, the only matte color that it has, works really well and blends really easily, but the downfall would be the fallout. And so anyway, it is a great palette. I think it's a beautiful palette. It's got beautiful shades in it. If you can handle the fallout, then I would definitely pick up this palette for summer. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the rest of my face. I'm gonna use this new MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation, and it's by the Mirage Noir line, and it's called Light Pearl. And it looks like this. It comes in the same packaging as the Face and Body foundation, the original. The only difference is it has this beautiful iridescent looking top. But I tested this in the store, actually swatched this on my hand, and it's a beautiful, like, glowy, bronzy sheen that you can put on your face or your body. So there it is right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that all over my face because I want that glowy look today. I just put a little drop on my fingers, not bigger than a pea size. So I'm just gonna rub this all over my face. And it looks like I might need a little bit more, so I'm just gonna put just that much more. It does have a real shimmery effect to it, but it looks like I didn't put enough. So I'm just putting a little bit more, and I'm just kind of going here on the high points of my cheekbones, my forehead, just areas where I want that glow. Tops of my nose, Cupid's bow. And I don't know if you can see, but it is very glowy. Initially, I don't think I put enough. I think I put too little. So it didn't really show much. I could see the little sparkle in it, but it didn't really show much. So I just focused right here on the top of my cheekbones and also my nose and the top of my brows. So it looks really pretty. It's very subtle. Looking in the mirror, it does have like a little bit of sparkle to it, but it's not like too intense. It looks pretty. Okay, so before I go into my foundation, I wanna use this Tatcha, the Pearl Underlight and Eye Treatment. Comes in a box like this. It's an illuminating under eye treatment to hydrate and reduce the look of dark circles instantly and over time with lustrous Acure Pearl extract for concealer optional eyes. So it says here, it helps improve under eye darkness. The silk powder visibly smooths fine lines and wrinkles. Anti-aging hydration delivers a plump, refreshed appearance. And it says formulated without parabens, synthetic fragrances, mineral oil, sulfate detergents, phthalates, urea, DEA, or TEA. So it's supposed to be non-irritating. And I picked this up just recently when I picked up the Volition product. I picked this up, I saw it in store, and I was like, you know what, I really want to try that. I need something to help with these under eye circles, the wrinkles that I'm getting, and hopefully this product will help with that. So it comes in this pretty little purple packaging. Tatcha always has the most beautiful packaging. So this is what the product looks like. I know there's like 3 different shades, but the shade I got was Soft Light. I'm gonna place just a little bit on my under eyes and kind of tap that in. And it's supposed to conceal and also give that brightening effect along with all the other benefits. Oh, I think I may have put too much. That is brightening though. It feels really soft and silky, and it's like blending in nicely, so it's not real thick. It's a pretty thin consistency. And if it goes on a little light, guys, I'll blend it in at the end, so it'll be okay. It's not gonna be too bright. I won't allow it to look so bright. Wow, that feels really good. And it doesn't have any scent to it. It just feels so like silky. And it concealed my dark circles really well. I'm just hoping that over time it's gonna help with like the wrinkles and the bags, the dryness, all those issues that I'm having with my under eyes. So far so good. Okay, let's go ahead and go in with foundation. Because I want that luminous glow, I'm gonna go in with the Flower Light Illusion foundation, and I'm mixing 2 colors. I'm mixing Tawny and Classic Tan. So I'm mixing those together. I'm gonna give them a good shake. And of course, I'm using my Sonia Kashuk sponge to place that foundation on my skin. All over. And then I'm going to use my sponge to blend it out. The Flower Beauty foundation is not new to me, but I don't have a new foundation to show you guys. So this is what I'm going with. Plus I wanted that glow today, so this is the perfect foundation for that glow. I do have a video where I've used this foundation, and I'll link that in a card so you guys can check it out. I love the way this foundation looks. It's beautiful. And it lasts a really long time, believe it or not. Okay. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more, like a half a pump of each. I went with the full pump of each initially, and I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more. But you guys know I like that full coverage. Full but not cakey. Recently I tried the VaVa foundation. It's like their new formulation, or it's like reformulated from their Ultimate Coverage foundation. And I just did not like it. It was so thick and so cakey. And I tried to like really moisturize my skin and put on something that's more glowy, like a glowy primer, and just to see if it would look a little bit like not so cakey, and no, nothing worked. So I took it back. That's it for the foundation. So what I'm going to use for my concealer is this Tarte Shape Tape in medium. I have used this before, so this is not a new product, and I'm just going to dot it under my eyes. Looking in the mirror, it blended really nicely with that Tatcha. It's not cakey or creasy or anything like that. And then I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape in Tan. I always do this just for a little extra coverage on areas where I have issues, and also to highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and set my T-zone with the Lorac Pro Blurring Translucent Powder. I've talked about this as well. This stuff is really good, y'all. It just really blurs my pores, and I love this stuff. I'm just gonna tap it, press it into my pore area. The Tarte Timeless Pore Primer, it did blur my pores. I forgot to mention that, I think. It did blur my pores. It looked really smooth. I just hope it holds up to where I don't get oily throughout the day. I'm gonna go in with some of this Buxom Lip Plumper. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, and I've heard so many good things about this. I'm really hoping that it's gonna work for me. So I'm just gonna use a Morphe M438 brush, dip it into the banana powder. I've been letting my concealer kind of just settle for about a minute or so, just so that it can just kind of get into the skin, just kind of seep into the skin. And then what I do is I grab one of these brushes here, like a concealer brush, and I just kind of press it so that everything is not creased and it's set. So then I'll set it with the powder. Just applying it right now, it looks really smooth and it looks brightening under the eyes. So far so good with the brightening powder. I'm hoping this will work throughout the day because I want it to work for me, because it's only like $2.99, I think. And everybody says it's such a great powder. So I'm hoping it'll work for me throughout the day, but it did go on really nicely. It did brighten up my under eyes somewhat, and it just looks really smooth under there, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face, and I'm gonna set it with this new Hourglass Bell Translucent Setting Powder. I purchased this through Beautylish. If you guys haven't heard of Beautylish, you guys should go check it out. It's beautylish.com. It's a great website. There's a lot of nice luxury products on there. And yeah, so I really like that website, and I purchase quite a bit from there, not all the time, but I have made quite a few purchases from there. So here's what the top of the Hourglass setting powder looks like. It's beautiful packaging. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the seal, show you. It's got this H right there, it's so pretty. And then I bought the brush to go with it. It's a double-sided brush, and it's got a large end on one side and a small end on the other. This brush was expensive, but I've never tried Hourglass brushes, and I just wanted to try it with the powder itself. So yeah, I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought the brush. So I'm excited to use this. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the powder, and I just put a little bit into the cap. I'm gonna take the big sided brush, I'm gonna dip it in there, tap off the excess, and then place it on my face. Just kind of in a sweeping motion. It looks really pretty on the skin. It has like this really soft look to it. Ooh, I like it. It's so pretty. And it's really light. It doesn't feel like you have powder on. I really like this powder, guys. I think this is gonna be one of my new favorite powders. This feels really good on the skin, and it looks so beautiful. It just leaves a really beautiful, soft look to the skin. And the brush, I feel like the brush is well worth it. It is one of the softest brushes that I have. I don't have very many expensive brushes, but I'm glad that I made the choice to purchase this one because it's super soft and it works really well with the product. I'm sure I can use this side for like some contouring or even blush. So yeah, I really like the brush. So let's go ahead and go in with some bronzer. I'm using the Sun Lover Glow by Catrice. I've never used a Catrice bronzer, and let me swatch this, see how it looks. It's a very light bronzy color with a sheen to it. So it may not work for my skin tone, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Real Techniques multitask brush. I'm gonna use it for my bronzer. So I'm just gonna dip it in there and just bronze my face. Yeah, that's not really showing on me. It shows a little bit, but not as bronzy as I want it to be. It's very light. I'm gonna go over it with another bronzer. Now this bronzer is a beautiful bronzer. I think if it was a little darker on my skin tone, I would probably use it a little bit more, but because it's not dark enough for me, I'm gonna go ahead and probably give this to my daughter because she's a little bit lighter toned than I am, and I think it's gonna look beautiful on her. But for me, it's just a bit too light. So if you're a lighter skin tone, I think you would love this. It does have a soft, very, very soft sheen to it. So if you're looking for a really good, affordable bronzer, this is a great bronzer to try out. So I'm gonna go in with my Marc Jacobs, the Tantastic Omega bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I'm gonna use the shades that I used in the crease and also the one that I used on the lid. I'm just using a Morphe E18. It's a little bit bigger than a pencil brush only because I want to smoke this out a little bit, bring it down a little bit lower. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to take this smaller pencil brush by Wet n Wild. It's the P10. And I'm going to go in with 16th Street, and I'm going to put that close to the lash line. And I just use those two colors for that bottom lash line. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this MAC blush that I've been loving, and it's called Like Me, Love Me. And it's this beautiful like peach tone matte blush. And I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics, it's my Ray Ray number 3 brush. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Moon Tears highlighter, and it's that Skull and Crossbones. I think it was not a kit, but like, what is it called? You know when they come out with a certain, I cannot think of the name. Anyway, I'll list it down below right here to let you know which line kit, I cannot think of the name. Anyway, I'll let you know where it came from. But anyway, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. It's in the shade Moon Tears. I've heard so many good things about this, and I actually found it, I didn't have to get it online because I found it at Ulta, and I was so excited. Can't see it now because I opened that seal, but it's got the little skull in there. It's really cute. And I'm gonna pour a little bit, just a little bit in my cap. Got this like gold color to it. I'm gonna take the Real Techniques setting brush and I'm just gonna dip it in there just a little bit. I don't wanna go too crazy with it at first. And then I'm gonna place it on my cheekbones. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I am a sucker for highlights, guys. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Just melts into the skin. The thing about Wet n Wild highlighters, they are some of your best drugstore highlighters. Aside from Physicians Formula, because they have some really good ones too. But I think they run neck and neck when it comes to highlighters. And the good thing about Wet n Wild though is that they're so affordable. Now, Physicians Formula is a little bit more expensive, but they're still good. But I'm telling you, cannot go wrong with a Wet n Wild highlighter. They're always really, really good. So I'm just gonna place this on the top of my eyebrows, and I'm gonna place just a tad bit on the bridge of my nose, not too much. And then I'm gonna place some on my Cupid's bow. This highlighter is like a melt in your skin highlighter. It's so beautiful. It just gives you that really natural highlight look. I'm sure that you can intensify it if you put a little Fix Plus on your brush, but this one, I think by itself, without the Fix Plus, it's gonna be your everyday type of highlighter. It's so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm gonna put a little mascara on my lashes, and then we'll do the lips. Okay guys, for my eyebrows, I use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I also use the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit, and then of course my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash that I always use for my bottom lashes. I forgot to mention, I also use the Too Faced Better Than Sex for my top lashes. So let's go ahead and go in with lips. I did buy a couple of new Colourpop lip pencils, and the one I'm gonna use today is called BFF2. It's called BFF2, and it's this really beautiful like brown shade. And I love Colourpop lip liners. They're so creamy. This is a really beautiful nude brown color that's probably gonna go with a lot of the nude lipsticks that I have. For my lips, I wanna try this Buxom VaVa Plump lip gloss, and this is in the color Honeydew. And I wanna use this today because I've heard so many good things about this lip gloss. It smells a little minty. So I'm gonna place that on my lips. Ooh, that's a beautiful peach color. Feels nice on the lips. It goes perfect with that liner. It's not sticky. I do feel that tingling sensation. It's like a minty tingling sensation. So it feels really good. It's got nice pigmentation, and it doesn't really feel bad on the lips. It feels really nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I've actually had this setting spray for a while, and the other day I was in Sephora with my friend Julie, and she ended up buying it because I was telling her how beautiful it looks on the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it today because like I said, I'm going for that glowy look, and I want a little bit more glow to my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and I'm gonna shake it up really good. You gotta shake it up really well. Let me go ahead and spray that. It's a very fine mist. You don't wanna hold this too close to your face. You want it to be about 6 inches away from your face. because it does give a really nice glow to the skin, but if you hold it too close to your face, you're gonna look like a disco ball. So yeah, hold it about 6 inches or a little bit more from your face. But yeah, it's set it beautifully. All right, that's the end of this first impressions. I'm gonna go freshen up my hair and put on a different top because I'm going out to dinner with some friends, and I'll be right back to tell you my thoughts of everything that I used today. Okay guys, I'm back to give you my final thoughts on a lot of these new products that I used today. The first thing I want to mention is the Volition Prismatic Luminizing Shield. This stuff goes on so seamlessly. It doesn't have a white cast to it. Now I haven't taken any photos. I will tonight. I'll list it below in the description box whether or not there was like a flashback to the photo, but this had no white cast to it. It had no strong sunscreen smell to it, which to me the sunscreen smell is not a big deal, but I think it's a big deal to mention it to you guys because if you don't like the sunscreen smell, then this is a product that you're gonna want to purchase because it hardly has any scent to it at all. And it goes on beautifully. I did use it today as my primer, so I'll see how it holds up with my makeup throughout the day. But even if I'm not using it as a primer and I use a primer over it, I think this is gonna be a perfect addition to my makeup routine. Now it says luminizing shield. It did have a really pretty glow to it. So I really like this product. I'm gonna be using it more often. And I'm excited that I found this in Sephora recently. So I think this is gonna be a great addition to my makeup routine. So the Tarte Smoothing Primer for my pores is something that I'm gonna have to use a little bit longer to see whether it's a fit for me or not. But initial application, it does seem to smooth out the pores, smooth out the fine lines. I did put it on my forehead between my eyebrows and then right here where I have enlarged pores, and it did do a really good job of blurring those. So I'm hoping that this will work for me. It's my second go round with this product. And like I said initially, I don't know why I stopped using it. So we'll just see. I'm gonna try it out and I hope that it works for me because I hear so many good things about it. The MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation, the new one by the Mirage Noir-Light. Now looking at my foundation, I do see a little bit of glow, but it's not as intense as I thought it was gonna be. I think it's a beautiful product. It wasn't really like a drastic change in the look of my makeup. It's not anything like the Hollywood Flawless Filter, which gives kind of that glow on your skin. It's not really a glowy look. It's more like a shimmer look. So it's got a little bit of that shimmer to it. It looked beautiful when I swatched it, and I think it looked really pretty when I placed it on my face. But now that I've got my foundation on, it really didn't do a difference with the foundation. I think that if you have really beautiful skin and you don't have any imperfections, that in the summer this would look so beautiful on the skin just by itself. I think this would be a perfect product for you. But if you're looking at putting it under your foundation like I did, it didn't really do much for me. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna go ahead and try it on like my body when I'm wearing like a tank top or something, just to see if I could use it on my body and to see if it makes a difference, like if there's a glow there. Anyway, not a bad product, just don't know if it works for me on my face. All right, so the Underlight and Eye Treatment by Tatcha. When I put this on my under eyes, it felt so silky and it just sunk into the skin. It just felt really good under the eyes and it felt really hydrating and it concealed my dark circles. So I really love that part. So this is a product that I'm gonna keep using and I hope it does what it says it's gonna do, like fight against wrinkles and dark circles and all that jazz. So yeah, I'm gonna keep using this and hopefully this will be one of my favorites for the month of June. So the Buxom VaVa Plump Shiny Liquid Lipstick. It is not really shiny. It's more of a matte type lipstick. It is a comfortable wearing lipstick. I just really wanted it to have just a little bit more shine. So I'm gonna place some of that Shayla lip gloss on top of this when I leave because I've been really loving that one. But this one is not a bad product. It just doesn't have the shine that I was looking for. So the Wet n Wild highlighter, is probably going to be one of my favorite everyday highlighters, only because it is so subtle and beautiful on the skin. It just looks gorgeous. I just can't believe how beautiful a loose highlighter like this can look. I just think for a drugstore highlighter, this has got to be one of the most beautiful ones that I've tried, because I can wear this every single day, or I can amp it up at night. But the best thing I like about it is that it's so subtle, it melts into the skin, and it just looks like this beautiful glow on your cheeks. And I'm really excited that I purchased this. It has got to be one of the most beautiful glowy highlighters that I have seen from the drugstore. So let's talk about the Urban Decay Beached Eyeshadow Palette. I love this palette, guys. I love it. And I know that it had some crazy fallout, but I can't help myself. These colors are gorgeous, and it is so worth the fallout for me. That stuff doesn't bother me, because like I said, I always try to do my foundation after I do my eyeshadow, and I just love these colors. Look at them. They're just so perfect for summer. And the pigmentation's great. Yes, it only has one transition color, and it's this one right here, and it's only one matte color. So if you're not good on having a shadow palette where you don't want to dip into other palettes, or you don't want to grab for another transition color, then this one's probably not going to be one that you want to dip into. But I really think, guys, that it's worth the purchase, because number one, it wasn't that expensive. I'll list the price here. It wasn't that expensive, especially for all the pigmented shadows that you get. And I haven't tried these here, but I do want to do a quick tutorial for you guys using one of those blues, or even both of them. But I really love this palette, guys. I just think that if you could oversee the fallout, that this would be a perfect palette for summer. So I've purchased Colourpop lip liners before. This is just a different color that I was interested in buying, and I'm so glad I did, because it is like the perfect brown nude shade to go with any nude, like peach color, even nude pink color, or even like a nude beige color. It's just that perfect tone for all those nude lipsticks that you have in your collection. So if you can try the Colourpop BFF2, this is such a great liner, and it's so creamy, and it goes on so easily. I just love these. I love Colourpop liners, and I'm starting to love their lipsticks too. So this is a really nice, affordable brand, and this is a great liner to choose. All right, last but not least are the two products from Hourglass. I am absolutely in love with this powder. This powder makes my skin look like completely flawless. It is so beautiful. It just makes my makeup look flawless. It looks so pretty. It doesn't mess with the way I put my foundation on. It just goes on so easily and so well, especially with the brush that I bought. I mean, this brush is so super soft. It helped blend that powder in so well. I absolutely love this powder. This is probably gonna be one of my favorite powders to set my makeup with from now on, because it is just, it's so different. My La Mer powder is a beautiful powder as well. It is different from this powder. It has more of a little shimmer or sheen to it, which I love. I don't mind that. But this one, it just seems like it has a softer look than my La Mer powder. I just feel like it goes on a lot better, and it just has kind of that blurring effect. If you can, purchase this, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It is a beautiful, beautiful setting powder. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be one of my favorites to use from now on. Okay guys, that's it for all these products and my first impressions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to me using a lot of these products in future videos. So yeah guys, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for taking the time to watch my videos, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.